There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise from them. The welcome and life without again.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, so I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And he's no money, and more I know. And he love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, the San to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you, our dear channel listeners. Please check your time, or better still, check your gadgets. Some of you will have some of the computers with you. Check the time and tell us exactly what the time, what kind of time zone you're in right now. But from our end here in Liberia, it's 7 minutes past 6. That's the time check from our main studio here in Liberia, Truth FM 96.1, right here in Painesville, to be precise, to Portrush, and the Sktv platform also coming to you live from Truth FM headquarters, where our partner Truth FM always giving us this opportunity to be here with them and broadcast our program. Again, folks, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It's an interesting day again to be alive. What say you? What happened for the end? Well, please help us share the show, man. Yeah, been filled with little some technical glitches. Let me see how best quickly to share the link around to our team. But it's getting interesting day by day. I don't know about you, but indeed it's getting interesting day by day, and we'll show you some of the highlights, some of the things that are happening along, or some of the things that are going on back home in Liberia, especially pertaining to the drug situation, the 317 million that are worth for drugs. What's happening? Our former vice president has been charged on yesterday, and after some time, I think, was that last evening, or better say this morning, she fell ill this morning, and there was some health practitioners that went there this morning to have her treated, but then at the end of the day, I think the situation continues to escalate, so they have to take her to the hospital. So as you may be aware, some of you who are listening and watching, our former vice president, Madam Eddie Johnson Sirleaf, somewhere around in I think that is Sophie, and there's a hospital that they call the Gomez Hospital, better stay, the Gomez Institute of Medical Science, right there in Congo Sophie community, where our former vice president is right now as we speak, going on a medical treatment. So again, we have so many things to talk about. The oppositions today, they were able to have their meetings, or better say, even though they haven't come up with what was discussed in their meeting, but we saw them parading around the streets, especially somewhere around there in central Monrovia. Yep. And we are still here, folks, with the claims and counterclaims, the activists, the advocates, people who are fighting for the Liberian people, or people who are protecting other people's interests. Exactly, we don't know exactly where we are heading to as a country. I don't know, maybe the men of God may be right to say that we are, maybe we are confused. I don't want to say someone is confused, but I think something is not just right. And we are, the noise is getting like, sometimes when we come on, when we say these things, people just feel that maybe we want to, but the noise is coming gradually, and a political noise now, the noise are all political noise. We want to control the narrative. We think that maybe they have the louder voice. We can control the crowd, we can control the pockets, all of these things. So help us share the show. Yeah, Jim David, I'm sharing the show. Please help us. Let me see, some of you will have some of the at least things. So our media panel, at least for going that far, at least to be able to give us some of the updates from the end there. So yeah, let me see. I think I have a video here from the beginning up to the end, where our former vice president was taken to the hospital. So yeah, that's it. That's the news. Some of you, that's one of the latest news back home, that our former vice president has been taken to the hospital. She's not too well. They say blood pressure, or in fact, the pressure going up high. And what I was saying, or in fact, she's been struggling already with other sickness, or what you may call. But again, today, folks, myself, I have a little, I'm very sad about what to do, the way we do here. We're always here with you, no matter what the situation is. We just have to be here with you. But again, today, in the media, yes, we lost one of our media colleague from the RBS. Some of you, Charles Johnson. I think yesterday he was on duty, and when that incident happened. But I've been knowing Charles from Ashmore Street. We once upon a time worked together at Truth FM before leaving for the state radio. So to the family of Charles Johnson, we want to say our deepest sympathy to you, the wife. You just have to be strong. I know it's not easy. Sometimes, we always going through a lot. I can tell people the stress, the life that we are living, it's not easy. You are sick, but you don't know whether you're sick or not, because we don't even go for checkup. Regularly like that, you're thinking about so many things happening to you. Some of the monies, you're thinking about how the family will survive. Salaries, some of the salaries delayed, salary not even much. When you take pay today, you get broke the same day. So we are sick. Let me just tell some of you today, we are sick. We are seriously sick. So don't be surprised sometimes when you hear some of us, maybe, that's it, we're sick. It's not easy. No better hospitals, no better. Everything about us here in Africa is, especially for Liberia, is just so terrible. Let me be frank. It's very, very terrible. Even you pay for service, you can't get it. That alone is stress by itself. So nowadays, one of the faster killer now, or better say the disease that kill people now, is stress. So you're checking about, see yourself as stress. Because you worry, sometimes you worry about family lives, family issues, or you worry about poverty, how you want to graduate from poverty. like one of the activists before, or one of the advocates before who now retired, Henry Costa. The man said, very soon, he will soon be millionaire. So you see, so sometimes you can be thinking, how come some of our brothers and sisters out there, they are far ahead than some of us? So you can be thinking, what happened? Did anybody wish you or not? You know, you can be thinking on these things. So please, check yourself. Sometimes it can be easy, but again, check up to know exactly what's going on with you. Yeah, so folks, wow, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Yeah, so let me see quickly. Let me play this video. What we'll do, little adjustment behind the scene to have you moving. Some of you who are listening and better say watching. It's not easy, but God is there. God always guiding you through. Now, you know, all of these things are easy, but there, moving. God, wow. Probably is this. Yeah, yes. Sorry. We still having these kind of technical glitches here. The network is really giving us a little tough time, but again, wow. Yes, it's not very easy here from our end. Here, let me see. I'm trying to have something queue, but then again, from the other end, we still having some issues where with the network. But please help us share the show. Some of you who are watching, yeah, that's the best thing to do. The former vice president has been hospitalized, or someone we want to say, you know, yes, she there at the government hospital right there at the Sophie in there, Sophie community. Some of you who live around that end, the former vice president is there going through medical attention or say, someone will say. But again, people, some of you who are just watching or maybe listening to us, the first batch of 20 deportees has finally arrived. I don't know about you, but I think some of you were saying that they were waving. I saw a lot of posts. On some of you, you were posting, what are you waving to us? You got to welcome people when they come to your country. Some of you got to open your arms. When people come, open, and wave to them. Don't feel because maybe they are deportee or maybe how you may call them. So you want to be having issues with them. No, I welcome them. They are our brothers and sisters now. Like the government said, they will be here. And if they want citizenship, we'll give them the citizenship, even though they are misquoted. I think some of you from the photos or video I saw, some of them from, I think, from North America or Latin, all the kind of things. So, yes, I think maybe some of our sisters, yeah, it's funny, but it's very serious. Some of our sisters, maybe, no need not to go to the church. Maybe God will send your woo. Yeah, man. Sometimes our sister, they just give them say headache for no reason. Don't go to church anymore for any kind of thing. Maybe gonna finally send your auntie may call. They're always looking for their God sent. So maybe gonna send the God sent. So again, that's it. We have 20 of them already in country out of the 1,200. So just be doing accounting. They will be coming gradually, step by step, until the 1,200 reach. So among the 1,200, maybe if you're lucky, some of you if you're single and you're ready to mingle, that's it. If you can mingle with them, that's it. If you can mingle with them, well, that's it. And folks, the drugs issue still continue. The drug war or the war against drugs still continue. And the government of Liberia through the joint security. They are still working hard in making sure that at least they get all of the suspects, quote unquote suspects, those people who will be linked to the drugs cartel and so forth. But again, I know some of you are asking questions, the same question that you are asking. It is the same question myself. I'm also asking as to the way you are thinking. That's how myself, how I'm thinking. Anything that is running off your mind, myself that is safely running off my mind. But again, it's not easy. God is there, and God keep guiding us through. Let me see, maybe I will play some of the but our network is really giving a tough time. It's not very active today like that. That's one thing I'm very struggling with right now. And okay, good. Let me see how best now to send the link around. I know it's not been easy with us. Sorry though, sometimes this thing happen. We just eating a time like this. We have to start the show. But all from all indications today, we'll be discussing Madam Joanne Howard-Taylor from her call upon yesterday from the RIA as person of interest to charges been placed against her to or been sick or hospitalized. So all of these things we'll be talking about and the oppositions as to whether, because let me be frank, whether you like it or not, if I were this government, Mandicos will be scoring almost 80 to 90% because it's not easy around the world, even in the US, to have opposition remain quiet and silent for a little time. That means, in fact, they are giving you more time for you to be able to work or to do your work. So whether they're weak, whether they're lazy, whether anything they do, it's up to them. All we know is that the labor makes sure that you change the livelihood of the Liberian people. That what matters. So whether opposition like it, they can go in the sky, they like it, they can do anything that they want to do, they can fall down. That's up to them. That's why for some of us who come here, we don't waste all of our energy and time on telling opposition what to do, what not to do. It's up to them. Because at the end of the day today, guess what? All of these things today, these same opposition today, where are we today? They are mounting a Harry Coaster, people for, people against, people want somebody to be removed, other people say no, and all kinds of things going on back and forth. What happened to the people? At the end of the day, everybody have interest. Everybody get interest in this country. Leaving they have got the interest of the country like that. Nobody care about the country. So at the end of the day, everybody just care about their own interest. So depend on a dependable nephew or regular nephew into the man is back. Gradually, he's coming back into the space. It started with Sekou Dukle, defending Sekou Dukle. Now he's on with the police RG. So whatever he's saying is true or not, we don't know. All of us we are watching the entire process as we all will go along. What Martin is also posting, whether it's true or not, we don't know. Until all of the information can come out, but for me, in my layman thinking, my only question for me, I get in the whole thing. Let me just put it in the simplest form. Who gave the police people money to buy the vehicles or the cars or the car that they are using? Now, all me I want to know. If the money comes from the budget of the Liberian National Police budget, then that is. But even if the money from the police budget, that the police people can buy a car, all these things I want to know. If that the policeman is supposed to buy a car, or that somebody is supposed, or that certain government entity that is responsible to buy a car and give the car to police. So all these things, or maybe when somebody doing donation, all I've been knowing, or maybe been observing for a little time is people will do donations, give to the police or the government itself, put in for vehicles for the police. Now I know of, but again, anyway, let the people be doing the investigation and do everything that they think they can do. And at the end of the day, they will tell us exactly where the money comes from. Because dependable nephew is saying it's 10,000, other people are saying it's 90,000. So we are watching the process. But I guess that all of you now Liberians, I guess now that your eyes are opening gradually and you are seeing most of these things, and you will now try now to understand that they politics thing where I taking rack. I won't be choking my brothers and sisters. I think I have to take break. I think I have to check out something. I think I have to go straight to the issues instead of me attacking people, insulting people. then you will know. Because at the end of the day, if these people will be doing what they are doing today, then that don't speak volume. So okay, I agree that even the car is 10,000. Who gave the money? So that's one. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Mr. Tishu. Sheikh Soko, thank you for watching. Leon Lee, thank you. James David, thank you. Yumuchu Kwanga, usually our supporter, thank you. Omar, thank you so much for always watching. Augustine Tiri, thank you. And Silky Travel, all of you who are watching, thank you so much. Please give us a like, comment, and share. We are having some technical glitches here with our network. Yes, so yeah, so that's it. At the end of the day, that's how things gonna be like. But it's interesting. It's interesting because whenever we say, okay, yeah, we want accountability, and people will be buying things behind the scene without even informing people, without even letting people know as to how they get these things. Only when secret try to come out, then that they went on they want to even defend. Yeah. So finish up with that one. Coming on to the cooking, in fact, yes, no. Let me finish with our oppositions. Then we'll move straight to the cooking issue. Then I will be able. Let me see what. Okay, Mr. Tishu, what were they trying to join us? Maybe he will chip in quickly on the police wahala that is now drawing a lot of attentions. First, our Biako Fico issues. In fact, Biako was able to recuse himself because of the situation alleged that in fact that he received gift from the cartel. So at the end of the day, Biako was able to recuse himself. Now it's not reaching out to the police RG. People are not defending. Other people saying no, let the police RG recuse himself. Others are saying let the man have, let the man, in fact, let the president dismiss the man or let the man resign. All kinds of things happening. But let me see what I can get Mr. Tishu. Yeah, Mr. Tishu, good evening, good morning.
Mebon, how are you?
Yeah, Mr. Tishu, go ahead. I'll get to you. Go ahead.
Okay, since I'm audible, I will say hi to our brown people, our listeners, our viewers. I'll say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are. I'm here today to be part of the conversation on our thoughts about Liberia. So you will leave out the premise and I will be just with you, Mebon. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful, Mr. Tishu. Thank you. So like I said from the beginning, we'll be looking at three things. On the drugs issue, are you sure? It will be the last, but we're just passing through with the police RG Wahala, in fact, car or vehicle Wahala that is now becoming talk of the time where there are disagreements between some in fact advocates or activists, even though the other party said that in fact that he already retired from the game, and in fact he into his gold business, so he no longer advocating for anybody. According to him, that the Liberian people, by the time you advocate for them, after a few times, they know how to disappoint you. So they start advocating. So yeah, so I want to know, Mr. Tishu, I wanted to chip in a little bit. The entire vehicle issue is interesting. Then from there, we'll move to the opposition's rally and so forth. Then we'll conclude with the vice president who is now hospitalized. Let me just say this way. She has been hospitalized and she's somewhere around there at the government. In fact, the hospital in government, some of you who are listening, right there at the Sophia community where she's been hospitalized and she in the hospital going through treatment. So that would be our ending of the day. Then we'll go to the line to hear from our people. But go ahead.
Okay, I'll start off from what you queue up from. Yes, a talk of the war. And talk of words and talk of character and all of that is part being performed by the two activists. It's very strange that I got up and realized that there's something that is happening in Liberia that we didn't expect at this particular time. We have a gentleman that is trying to provide information and enlighten the Liberian people about the bad things that are happening in our country. And on the other side, we got somebody who had given themselves the authority to come and combat whatever the other person is saying. So we're going to be into the tug of war where everybody is explaining who they are, and one of them trying to exhibit his leverage of people know him, and he's better off and all of that. I think that the position that Henry Costa put himself in tells us that he's there for a personal indictment again. He believes that he's the chief of the propaganda. That is why he had told the Unity Party people that he's going to start coming on the air again. Because he believed that they are not strong enough to handle the issues that are being thrown at them. So he's going to come in their defense now. But like I said, the Liberian people have grown out of his style of talking. The people now are looking at evidence-based issues. If he's going to come with a tap, he must have evidence to show the Liberian people now, because that is where the challenge is being thrown. This particular war, he tried to deny that it was not by the media, it was not by the public, it was the Americans and all of that. He don't want to give credit to the media, and he don't want to give credit to those who brought light to this particular issue. And all of that, I think that he's trying to let us know that he's back on the stage, and whatever he says, people should believe it. But I think that the Pakistan has swung in another area now that the Liberian people are looking at something completely different. So it's the talk of war on that. So I will let my brother, Mom, how are you, Mom? I will let him go into it, and I will rethink on what my other part will be in the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Hi to the listening audience. We'll be back full time. I'm just testing the waters here, saying coming back. Anyway, Mabel, great to have me on the show, and Mr. Dishy.
Thank you, man. That's good. Great news.
I don't know what you have on the menu today. I just rushing to get back because I was looking at the time. We have an hour past. I mean, half past the hour. So I don't know what you got on the menu today, but I've been reading a lot of articles. Everybody trying to establish. You know what we discussed yesterday is about the politics of this thing, right? For me, I'm not interested in politics. I want to look at the patterns, things that have been happening. And just what we were talking the show yesterday, Front Page Africa came up with some article. I didn't read the entire article. I just skimmed through the headline, and they were talking about establishing when this whole drugs issue started. They want to say that everything dated back to 2022 from some American informant that made a phone call, and that had Joel Howard guy involved in this scandal. But they are trying, the case they're trying to make is that it started from the CDC-led administration. That's the entire framework of that particular narrative. That those people came and created a network in Liberia before they started making shipments to Liberia. And when you look at it, the recent drug burst dated back to 2022. So the argument here is it's just the tip of the iceberg, more to come, but the network was established since the days of President Weah. That's why I say maybe no matter how you see it, at the end of the day, it will come down to the politics. They're not looking at any holistic approach as to how to mitigate or kind of put an end to this whole thing of drugs flowing into the country. It's all about who did it. That's why I say everything about Liberia is only seen through the lenses of CDC and Unity Party. We won't get out of this cycle anytime soon, and we'll only keep getting worse. Listen to the president I mean, I read the president comment to President Weah, his reaction or his response. Uh, I won't be the one to jump to conclusion. I know, like I said, there will be a political angle, but this quick reaction thing, I'm not into it. I got to do my own background check, make sure I'm getting the right information before coming on the radio. I don't want to agree with the former president that it's mostly about witch hunt, because if you talk about witch hunt, what happened if she was truly involved? Then how do you go and retract the statement? If she will have a day in court, then let the law take its place. Let's see how the thing is going to unfold. Because at the end of the day, when she's vindicated, that's when we can come back for the administration and put the political pieces together and be like, you know what, this was totally a waste. But until then, you just want to maintain your cool and just see how the process play out. You know, that's the one thing about democracy. We got a system, even if you don't want to agree with the system, but just let the process to play out. I think we saw similar case with Samuel Twe as well. Maybe you cannot invent a crime. When somebody committed a crime, at the end of the day, you will get down to the bottom of it. But the whole thing about jumping to conclusion before the hearing the process can get on the way, I don't think it's a fair assessment. So we are monitoring the president in as much as he want to consider it a wish hunt. I'm myself leaning in that direction, but I just think it's too early to make such a declaration that it's only about wish hunt, how our democracy is being threatened. I think it's a quick reaction. But anyway, I hold my peace on that for now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but more thank you. Yes,
Yes,
you
I'm
want
going
to
to
share?
add something to Monk. Monk, let me just share one or two information for you to see whether you can give a second thought towards it. The information that we're getting is that it is allegedly this particular Boswa guy that is supposed to be the one that is giving the government information. So he has some problem with the U.S. government or something like that, and he's trying to shield himself in Liberia. So I wanted to check it out. Now, the story goes that when Joa Howard used to travel before, when she was vice president or something like that, this particular individual always used to travel with her. And they used to go to different areas of high dignitaries and all of that. And most of the time, they have to do the passport business before he leaves. So I think it was then and there that he was issued a diplomatic passport to have been traveling with her. But since Sarah Beslow came into work about withdrawing all diplomatic passport and service passport from off the market, his own was drawn out also. What is happening and what we think is happening at this particular time is that this guy was used by the security investigators, got him into a bargaining chip that will help them to solve this particular problem that they have put themselves into. The fact remains is that we should go back to the tip and we should remember exactly the wordings that were used. Before, when Gregory Coleman met the Senate and he made a reference at a press conference one time and said high government officials' hands were in it, he did not he referenced it to present government timing. When he was asked to bring facts and proof, he was cornered by his own government officials telling him he had made a big mistake. So when he went to the media to talk at where John Sanders is, the ministry there, he made the correction. It's when he said he made a correction that is when he used the word former government officials and others were part of this particular cocktail. It was then that I'm trying to deduce that he was trying at this particular time, because the volume of talk that had come to the media and all of us were asking the question why the president had not put it out yet. he had to come in a defensive way, and through this, they got this particular guy who had been in connection with the vice president to use him as a stairway to get into her movement. They place a phone call, he placed a phone call or whatever it is that he was detected to for them to do this operation, that he should call the former vice president and they should get into a conversation. And through that conversation, he's supposed to ask us certain things. And after that, they will be able to conclude from what they believe that she's been part of this particular operation. It was true then and there that at that particular time, that when she was on her way to the airport, she had had conversation with this particular individual, as allegedly said. And it was then and there after that particular call, it was when the police went in pursuit of getting to her because she was at the airport. So I want you to think about this twice, my brother, because we from the security side will dig deeper and we look into things from another angle. So if this was a setup thing, then what we're trying to put together is that this particular thing should be holistic. But what is happening is what you had just concluded, you concluded it yesterday. They have set a premise to divert the real holistic answer that we're all looking for into this particular drug thing, to frame it into the game of who brought in more drug and who is responsible and who this and who that. From all the arrests and all the things that have been happening, we have never heard or seen any sedition being part of it. This is the first one. All the officials from the security sectors are all part of the ruling party, I believe. And government official present are people, I believe, from the ruling party. So all of the arrests from about 15% or plus, this is the very first person that we're seeing from the sedition side that have been implicated and at a high level. So when we talked about he bringing out the names about high government official and he could not back up what he said at that time, and he had been cornered by the press, he had been cornered by all of us asking why he had not brought the names out, and he could not bring the names out. He had to go to this tactic in which they were very sensitive in finding somebody who eluded a law from elsewhere and trying to take safe haven in Liberia, and they tried to use him that from that angle. You know, he had to come up with a compromise. Either he's saying the way he was supposed to go, or he go into this with them and see what he can get out of it. That's the information I have to share.
Thank you, Mr. Tishu, and I listen to more. Thank you so much. Welcome again. And like you said, you'll be at least for the time now. That's great. Thank God at least for that. That will also help us at least to widen some of our knowledge about things and so forth. I think you were talking about the calling and pulling instead of solving the problem. It's about who in control, who not in control, who time the drugs came. Yeah, I think yesterday, I still be correct, but I think yesterday I saw the police, or I overheard the police RG mention something like that yesterday, that the whole entire drug thing started 2022. Why we want to make Liberia in this way and form? So you're telling us that the entire drug thing in Liberia is started in 2022. Then I mean what you're just saying, you will be thinking that it's about politics. People want to wage on certain people, and people want to maybe intimidate certain people just because they are into power, or maybe because they have the power in their hands. And I don't think that's the right way to go. we all calling for accountability, Monk. We are saying that yes, let all these people who hands into the drug thing, let them be accountable, or let them be called for them to be persecuted, or when they are not guilty, let them go home. But again, Monk, okay, we are all fighting up for the drugs fight here and there. What kind of a mechanism are we now preparing ourselves, Monk? Because if a country like America still fighting drugs, they are still struggling hard to control the inflow of drugs, then why about us, Monk? So at the end of the day, we don't care about the cocaine, even the kush that widely used with our young children. Let me tell some of you today, they're cocaine here. They will not pass it through. Maybe they will have someone that can live for other people that have money. But these so-called you see right now in the streets, they don't have money for cocaine. But they go out to buy the kush and buy other substances. So Monk, all of our attention have only been given to only kush and cocaine. And the Justice Minister yesterday said that as far as they are concerned, they're going to get rid of drugs. In fact, there will be no drugs here and there. But they are not even reacting to the news that in fact 80%, in fact, there will be no drugs here and there. But they are not even reacting. 80% of kush importations in Liberia has not increased. But we're not even thinking about all these things. But we're thinking about who to control, who not to control. So, but Mark, for me, like you just said, my brother, all these things just brought tears into some of our heart. That we just keep talking, wasting our time and energy. At the end of the day, the politician will continue to control the narrative because they feel that they are the one that are in power, and these people need them for scholarship, they need them for money. So they hold on to all of the opportunities and make them to beg for the opportunities, make them to load a slave. So right now, as we go on, my brother, it will just be about which side the other person on, which side the other person on. And at the end of the day, like, bro, we'll be the only victim here. So, Mom,
let me tell you something, Melbourne. One of the biggest, politics, right? They will tell you, they say politics dynamics. The goalpost is always moving. That's why I keep saying, no matter how you try to take the politics out of it, the government that is in power now, they are looking at it from a political standpoint. Whether you like it or not, you can be a Unity Party supporter all you want. At the end of the day, it's all about the optics. They are looking at the public perception. They're looking at the opinions from the people, the reaction. Let me tell you something, Mabel. That's why I keep telling you, when people do things, don't pay attention to what they are doing. Pay attention to why and how they are doing it. Then you will get a bigger picture. When you understand people intent, it's easy to interpret their action. So don't just watch what's happening. Let me go back. You remember when we were on the show, we spent almost a week dissecting all the GAC report. I think it was 96 from all the institutions, from the central bank to the finance ministry, and everywhere these illegal transactions, all the counter checks were ready. Why do you think the GAC went from 2017 to 2023? Why they never extended it back or even after 2023? Because they got one man in the crosshair, and that is the weird administration. They got something in a judicial process they call license to lie, wherein when you want the bigger fish, you go for the smaller fish, you hang a rope on their neck and you make them to sing. Making them to sing means they're behind the scene talking. That's why I'm saying the former president got to be very cautious moving forward, because you don't know what people are saying behind the scene. Even if you got access to them in terms of personal communication, you still cannot be making public statements at this embryonic stage of this investigation. You want to play a role, you want to monitor, you got to be very strategic. Because, take for example, the Samuel Tour, the Fina Bondo, and other people that have indictment hanging over them, you don't know what they are doing. Look, people will want to save themselves. So you got to proceed with caution. Let me tell you something, Mabel, about the whole thing. Like I said, the reason they want to stick it back, the United Party people want you to believe, or the premise they are establishing here is, we anticipate more drugs coming to the country because they themselves they are drug dealers. It's no secret that the current administration, people in the higher ups, are also into the drugs business. But the reason they want to frame this story to 2022, like I said, they got one man in the crosshair, and that one man is George Weah. So everything when it comes to investigation is centered around the Weah administration. So they are telling you, any drugs that will be coming to the country now or potentially into the future is because of a framework that was established under Weah. So Weah was the one that set the foundation for the importation of huge consumption of drugs into the country. So anything happening, it's just like a response now. It's just like the byproduct, the end product of what Georgia did in the past. So when you frame that kind of a narrative, you want the Liberian people to believe that even if Joseph Boaga folks are involved into drug dealing, it was where that set the foundation. So where is the main disease? Why you see happening now is just the symptom. That's the narrative they're trying to kind of to put it in the public space. So I would say again, Mr. President, Mr. Former President, proceed with caution, do your investigation, keep a tablet. You don't want to come out shooting in the dark and end up becoming a victim. Because like I said, maybe you will not take the politics out. I know how Unity Party folks operate. These people are operatives. That one thing I keep saying in the show, Unity Party people may not be the best in the world when you come to government, but you cannot beat them for the politics easily. You got to be thinking ahead because they will use laws, they will use their leverage or power to go after people that they want to go after. Don't forget, we are less than, that gets 3 years away from another presidential cycle. Maybe let me tell you something. Yesterday, Steve myself talked something, right? We were having a discussion, personal discussion, and we're talking about optics in politics. Maybe, do you know what it means for a ruling party to take a bulldozer and break down a party's headquarters, opposition party, in broad daylight? Do you know the psychological impact? That's symbolic. The human being brain sees things in picture. If you are a citizen and you look at your party headquarters being crushed down in broad daylight, not by some private investor, but you're talking about the government giving instruction for demolition. Do you know how demoralizing that is? They are sending you a message, bro. They won't stop. And I can bet you before 2029, I won't be surprised to see Georgia on camera in a competent court of jurisdiction for certain allegation or charges. I know that 100%. I can bet my money on it.
So, Mom, with all of these things that you just stated, and in fact you just said not too long, most of the reasons sometimes maybe the former president will want to say, okay, let's keep the country peaceful. We are a fragile country, not to make or maybe not to put fear into our people. So yes, so let them do anything that they want to do. But Mom, do you think, as a fragile country, do you think it is the right way to go also? Because from all indication, Mom, because from the beginning of this government, like Senator Dawa did not say that, in fact, there was harmless seat or something, or some kind of speakership that they themselves, in fact, they even created tension for, that was not necessary and that was not good. But Mom, do you think that the government don't care about peace? Because for all indications, they should be worried that in fact that we are a fragile country, no matter all of the talking, the only thing that we're doing today, even the vice president said that all of our borders are all open, all empty, no security here and there. But Mom, with everything, I thought at least little fear should be there to say, okay, we are a fragile country, we're still trying to build up, let's continue to build instead of all to be destroyed. Mom, what say you with that? And also with the issue? Is that interest?
But that you want to go first, or I can go first either way. It don't matter.
No, Mom, you have to go first, please.
Okay, Melbourne is one of the problems that I have with Georgia when it comes to the interpretation of peace, how the country is fragile. Because when you say the country is fragile and you want peace, technically what you are saying is, even if someone commit a crime, I will let them to walk scot-free because I want peace. That's how someone's going to interpret that. Because like I said, let the law take its course. You don't want to come out shooting only to become something of a target in the long run. It's an investigation. You cannot tell exactly what they are telling the authorities or the people that conduct an investigation. President Weah never came from the background of politics. He wanted to become a politician, but he never had a background of a politician or governance at the time. President Weah comes from sports and entertainment, war best. He was peace ambassador, UN representative for peace, or what it was. So his interpretation of peace is different from governance. When you want accountability, is also a form of peace. Are you not aware of that? I won't say because our brother is fragile, we went through civil war. So if he commit a crime, you like the war scarf because I want to maintain the peace. No, that's not how you bring about peace. Accountability is also a form of peace. Prosecuting people is also a kind of peace. The people that are waging the drugs war into the country, if I'm bringing them to justice, is also a form of peace. So, like I said, Unity Party folks, my brother, you got to give them credit for that. They know exactly what they are doing, because when you want to see it from the way and we'll be like, okay, we are there. If you want to make the case about how fragile the country is, you want to maintain the peace, then people will believe that you turn a blind eye to people that committed crime in the country. That's how it's going to be interpreted from the political side, right? But if Joseph Boakai say, you know what, if I'm going to bring people to books, no matter your status or the position you held in government, I will make sure anyone that committed a crime in the past administration, because I don't think he's going after your own people. That's one of the leverages that come with power. Joseph Boakai is not going to prosecute his colleague or people within his circle. He's going for the government before him. So if Joseph Boakai will say that everything started from the previous administration, and I'm going to make sure I attend every school. I'm going to tighten the schools on the past administration. I want accountability, like bring people to demand justice. How you think the average person is going to interpret it? They will give Joseph Boakai all the credit because they think he's doing the right thing also in the name of peace. So, President, I understand your background and where you came from and how you interpret the whole thing about the country being fragile. You want peace in the country. You don't want to push the country over the cliff or over the edge. But equally so, the people who want accountability and justice, they also want peace. So I will not say that narrative to the public. And I will say, Guido President, you want to proceed with caution, you want to assess the situation, and be very careful of the people that are sinking in the background. You can't trust on them because right now, they are fighting for survival. They want to save themselves. And when someone wants to save themselves, they become desperate. That is why you cannot anticipate what they are going to say behind closed door. So I will tell the president once again on this media platform, Mr. President, proceed with caution. If you want to make any statement, make a broader public statement. Don't be too specific on the politics of it because you can never tell what could happen in the next few weeks or few months ahead. I'll stop right there.
Yeah, wonderful. Of course, did you before you come on among our just wanted to do the other follow-up also into that. It's our peace stuff that you also talk about accountability. 100% you are right. Sometimes there are other people too. Sometimes they waive their rights just because it doesn't mean that maybe maybe they don't want things to happen the right way, but sometimes they just waive them. For example, illegal dismissal. Other situations that also happen with land crisis and so forth with the people who are homes are being demolished and so forth. And these people, they were all victims crying here and there, and you and myself, there were only us here in the media that were talking back to back. And there were nowhere around to be seen. So everything that we are all seeing here today is just about, okay, maybe because, maybe you have the crowd, you have the followers, you have everything. So you just decide to say, no, I don't want to maybe to put the government into maybe on some kind of tension because whenever I go out or maybe whenever I go places, there will be tension, there will be noise, and maybe there will be this. So let me just control, sometimes that for that bad maybe that there were he tried maybe to control, but I don't think that he's stopping any accountability like you are saying, because for me, I also join you to say, I think for that his communication I also read, I think he also talked about accountability, but he also said that there shouldn't be witch hunt. So again, and then you just stated there'll be politics and there'll be political aspect of every issues. So Mr. Former President, the more you said, let me also join Monk.
Yeah.
Accountability is 100% okay. If you forgive somebody, it's up to you. So the one more is saying, for you yesterday, all these things come to your office yesterday.
Yeah. You let it slide. Yeah.
Back on no. Other people, they won't do it.
Nope.
So exactly. So that did you go ahead?
Monk said it all right. I've been knowing George Weah for many years, and he's not a typical politician. The answers that he gave during the closing of his timing, coming up the beginning of his presidency when he was asked by the media what he's going to do with the legacy of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The answer that he gave was totally different from what Joe Boakai did. Now you can tell that things are running in a cycle that he's not familiar with. That's why I said I go along with Monk and I go along with you to caution the president. These people game that they playing, he had never been in this kind of game before. The people had tested the water and they have found out that they had made it. They went for a sitting speaker, they got him out. They went for people in their house, they got him out. They went for critical voices, and they dealt with them. These were the pattern, and they were showing us. That's why they keep telling us it can be whosoever. They're using our word whosoever. And now, if you put that in the content, you're going to know that whatever that they're trying to target from past administration,
Yeah, Mr. Dishu,
it has to be included.
I don't know whether but Mark, we're about to go for the news break. I don't know why you guys want to hold on small, or you want us to hear from the happening there from the hospital where the former vice president was taken to.
Can you hear me, Mabel?
Yes, is it?
Yeah, you're about to go for the news, and then you can turn on the thing at the.
Yeah, we'll come back after the news bulletin. I'll be with you guys after the bulletin.
No, but then shut up. You can't talk to me like that, bro. Him.
So he is in chat with the Liberia National Police, representative of District Number 9, Princess Safoko.
You can't talk, brother. Well, we have to take it easy, right? But you don't address it. If you think he's doing what he's not supposed to do, you tell him to stop. You don't tell him to shut up.
So the order is no access. So representative district. So they are now saying no access. The representative of district number 9, Francis Safoko, he is here to see the former vice president.
That's okay. So the honor is the honorable mayor should not have access.
So no access.
You've been told you cannot be allowed inside to see the former vice president.
Actually, we have to respect them. I don't know the reason for which they are saying no access. But I know other people have been having access, and now they say no access. I can't do anything otherwise. I mean, it is what it is, bro. I have to respect that. The fact that they say no access, it's okay. I mean, at the appropriate time, I know we'll have access.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so that was the voice of the representative of district number 9,
What you say?
Frank Safoko. Frank Safoko was denied access from entering. So he stays standing at the main entrance of his clinic. So he is still standing there. So this is the representative of district number 9, Francis Safoko. My name is so still us. My name is Joel Wu. We'll give you this live broadcast. So this is like I told you, many vehicles are coming in here. You just see the former vice president at the clinic. So he is now standing. Do not know why he was denied.
When he today, I said, yeah, that's what it is.
So, honorable, you think he was denied because
People try to put this is about illness. The vice president is not well, and I came to identify. He's stopping me from entering. I mean, he said I'm being peaceful. This is about health.
when you want to identify yourself as a lawmaker,
I just identify myself to him, but he said, according to the instruction, I should not have access to the place.
so why do you think they deny you?
I don't know why. You and I, we are here. I don't know why. And I learned that other representatives are in there. But
We just pay calls to some of your
I don't. Yeah, you do.
So he's making some calls.
So he is now making some calls.
So we are here.
So just trying to make some call to see our best.
So tell us where you watching
If he
from.
can go in.
So Joel, you told me this situation how you see the whole situation in the producer or just many from
I can speak with that now because I can speak with that now because unless this is going to be okay, I do not know if it's as a Canadian you can say that. So we'll just watch the process and see.
So we are watching, we see the bricks is here.
Recording.
So this is a horse floor.
Are you here because horse is looking at the video or the concern of what's happening on the life?
So representing the district number 9, making calls. Pass.
Actually, let's go.
So he is now leaving. So Fogo is now after dinner access from the hospital. So he is now leaving. After he was dinner access from the compound of this hospital. So he is now leaving. In the South
District number 9 leaving.
EP40 is now access
Or why he was
for entering.
denied of any information.
So another vehicle just entered. Another pickup from the emergency response unit, ERU, just entered.
Former Vice President. So we can't tell you what happened, but what I can say, but the former Vice President is watching RTV6 Division Online TV. We are here live in the Suffolk community at the Jam.
So we are still live here in the Suffolk community.
Institute of Medical Science, where we are bringing you this live broadcast. Again, as I said, we've been here since this evening. To give you a breakdown of what happened, all we can tell you is the Vice President Honorable Chief Justice know exactly what to this medical stuff business. And what I'm trying to look at, they're all reasonable doubt. Yeah, yeah. While being treated. Anyway, they really know that reason. Yeah, know that reason. So they're not like
no.
entering the medical facility here in
watching film where you watching this
So wherever you're watching us from, just share this live broadcast, drop in your comments. We are still live here at Eugene's Clinic Hospital, where the former vice president is now going on medical attentions here this evening.
Yo, I see you. So yo, yeah, you watching it? Look at the man. So if you're watching, my name is Jonathan Sherman. I'm here with Joel. Opening this live broadcast. So the former president, earlier on today, this morning, her medical team went out the Labrador National Police headquarters to tend to her, but I think the situation got worse this evening. So we were at the Labrador National Police headquarters and we saw a huge dedicated a police officer and her comfort rushing in motion, and they brought her to in this surprise. I think this is a surprise hospital.
No. I think so.
Because I think she recommend this place. Right, Joel?
Yeah.
How you look at that?
So
this medical center. But Honorable Prince came and he was denied entry. That's the record one of history number 9 and that's a lot of time. He faced some calls, but he did not have
So I'm now taking a water and suitcase. So these are family members from the former vice president. So it seems like she's going to sleep here because they're carrying her luggage. So it seems like she's going to sleep here. So these are family members of the former vice president, also the former first lady. So they are carrying luggages. So it seems like the former vice president are going to sleep here because we seeing members from. So she represented Eugene College and others. Eugene College just arrived from county lawmaker. So let's see if they are going to have access or they're going to deny the access. So this is the representative of district of Bond County, Eugene College. And also Marvin Cole, we are all here. Don't know if they going to have access, or they are going to deny them from having access, or having to is representative district number 9 Foco or deny access.
I will sleep here. We're not going nowhere.
Why are you sleeping here?
All of us got to continue to keep. We got to continue to keep our eyes.
Marvin Cole now saying that they are going to sleep here.
We got to keep tight eyes on the life of the virus. I mean, it is critical where we are now. I mean, it is a concern where life is at stake, and we will continue to monitor the process.
What are you hearing? Have you been able to speak with her or anybody else inside?
Yes, of course. I have somebody very close to her, and then they have been informing me that while you see me here,
What are they
at this time, her pressure has been very high. She undergoing serious medical attention. She's an asthmatic patient. She was attacked by asthma, and then her pressure has been very high. It's uncontrollable. I think a lot of unnecessary pressure being exerted on her. So, I mean, that's why we're here.
There's a heavy presence of state security, but yet and still you're saying you opting to sleep here. Don't you?
But the security cannot do nothing. They can't do nothing.
Don't you trust them with the life of the former vice president?
No, it's not about trusting them. It's about me trusting myself to be around. That is why I'm going to be here for. We will continue to be here. We'll continue to monitor the process.
Are you sending for mattresses?
Of course. We've just sent a caveat that it is our hope, it is our prayers that the former vice president be protected and be safe.
Thank you. So what's happening now?
So that was the voice of Representative Marvin Cole. Gate have been closed. They are now closing the gate. The police are now closing the gate. So we have the representative of Hong County, Eugene Colley, and Honorable Marvin Cole are here saying that they are going to sleep here where they was denied access from entering. So they are now saying that they are going to sleep here, and now the gate have been closed. Police
The police are staying here.
Wonderful. It's good to be back after the news break. That is the 15 minutes news. But so many things happening. Some of you who are watching, I don't know exactly where you're watching it from, but so many things happening there at the hospital where the former vice president, Mananjoa Howard Taylor, were taking toll. Some of you who are watching right there at the Sophie end, and the police people, other government, former government officials are all going there. But now let me welcome Monk, another Mr. Show that we're back after the 15 minutes news with Monk, Aliu. Let me say, Aliu, Mr. Show, we're back. I guess you guys are watching.
Oh yes, I've been watching the video and just relaxing, see what's going on.
Mr. Tishu?
Yeah. Watch what was happening and see that the well restricted area. People are not able to get in. The Bond County representative could not get in, and so with the civilians that were trying to represent themselves there. So, man, I don't know how to take at this particular thing that is happening in Liberia. Yeah, but it looks like a movie because these are things that I never anticipated. Serious. I anticipated other things. But to see how the pattern in how the government has been operating in the last 2.5 years gave me a lot of things to think about and a lot of questions to be asked. we see that, we hear rather, they lie and they come on the next show and lie, and they have forgotten that the message that they gave before, people have recordings. People can remember. And you come out and you say something completely different on the other stage, that raises a lot of concern. Who is in control? Who is in control of Liberia? We have the different groups, like I always say, that this government is 3 in 1. And it's affecting them. They're affecting the legacy of the president. But he can't do anything because he believed it was the young ones that brought him into power, and he will give them leverage. He let them do what they're supposed to be doing because that's the only pay that he can give them. He didn't believe that he was going to be president. And he had the opportunity now. So he believed in those who gave him that chance, who propagated for him. He given them this kind of leverage that tarnished the image of our country, and they have brought a lot of questions to the concerned citizens and the international community.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dishu Monk. This is interesting. Going somewhere hefty, or maybe someone would say you were okay and only to see yourself now been taken to the hospital, even though, like I said from the beginning of the show, some of us we are sick, and I think we've been talking about this thing, you and myself, that sometimes people will be working, but normally they are not okay, especially for us back home. The stress, the depression, and so forth. Come on, what signal are we sending out there? In fact, there were so many talking, like in fact, the vice president or the former vice president, she was not giving due process. You know, there were no prior notice, there were no prior communication, and so forth. But all in all, what are you really getting from all this thing, Monk? Because now it's turning into another thing. We're seeing water wall posting, people posting all kinds of things, and we still fighting hard, we still praying for our recovery. But what say you, my brother?
For me, maybe like I said, I'm following the process. My only thought for today was sending your cautious message to the former president, because I understand exactly what's going on from the political side of things, about the public sentiment, about why Unity Party can score some political points on the board because it sees CDC as their main rival. But I'm not going to categorize the entire investigation as mere politics. Unity Party people, they are making a very calculated guess on this thing. They are playing their card right. Like I said, President, where your understanding of peace? It's just one way, it's just one side of the equation. For you, you give them 80% out of 100%. You never went after a single one of them, even though there was some irregularity that took place within the 12 years rule, and now they are the one in power. Like I said, you need to understand Unity Party playbook, their operational manual. Unity Party believe that they can do things and get away because they are the one in power. That's leverage that they can go after previous administration. If anyone want to come after Unity Party when they leave power, that's okay. It's okay with them. You can come after them. You are at liberty to come after them. But until then, and the second reason I keep telling the president to remain cautious in this process is the fact that his statement released were contradicting. One thing he said, some of the drugs came to the country after they have transitioned power peacefully. Okay. But if the deal were in the work before you leave power, it doesn't negate the fact that your administration was in part of it. And he used some words like the justice minister made blanket accusation with us supporting explanation. That's why she's going to court. The court is going to prove that, Mr. President. And another thing he said, democracy is under decline. No, I don't think democracy is under decline. If you got an investigation, you are giving due process in a competent court of jurisdiction. I won't consider that. So, maybe one of the things of leadership is, I guess, your ability to quickly react. Sometimes you got to do something called Terry management. You got to read between the lines. That one thing Joseph Boakai mastered. He don't talk easily. He hold a card close to the chest. But when it comes time to come after you, that's when he can unleash. So, President, we are, like I said, you came from a different background. You were cut from a whole different cloth. peace ambassador, UN ambassador for sports. You came from sports and entertainment. You are now a politician. You only became a politician after you won the presidency. Joseph Boaga and his crew spend their whole life in politics. Bebon, do you think a snake bite because it's just a wicked animal?
No.
Okay. Or snake bite because it is within the nature of a snake to bite. Or
Exactly.
scorpion doesn't sting you because the scorpion is bad. Or scorpion stings you because it is within the nature of a scorpion to sting. President, you can preach peace all you want, how fragile the nation is. You are dealing with wolves. Nice guys don't succeed in politics. You have
so Mark, then in this, what you are saying, because mind you though, you also talk about I think before our news break, you talk about the politics aspect of everything that in fact the CDC by then they were sitting when the government broke down their political party headquarters, maybe that for that backdrop, maybe that they were trying to talk about the issue of politics, maybe the democracy.
No, Mabel. Don't try to interpret President. We are still
I'm just
President. We are did a full press release, and when you
exactly.
read it, I don't know if we have the time. Let me just go through something very quickly here. There's what President we are said. President Weah said, what we witnessed yesterday further revealed the extent of democracy of our democratic decline in very few years, marked by the continued use of extrajudicial power by President Joseph Boaga to trample upon the constitutional rights of Liberians who hold opposing view. As you know, but now former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor has become the latest victim of this rising authoritarian tendency, which has historically plunged society, including ours, into chaos, while we support all legal and judicial effort to raise above the current drugs epidemic. We condemn attempt to use crisis to score political points. Today, without any prior notice, the former vice president was unlawfully prevented from traveling in violation of a constitutional right for free movement and was subsequently harassed and detained. I have since spoken to the former vice president, who has vehemently, strenuously, and categorically denied that all the political motivated allegations being made against us by the Boaga administration. Then there's what he said in the end. What he said in the end, he said the action by the government come after two major cocaine discovery amounting to nearly $500 million, which officials themselves have admitted were brought into Liberia after we have peacefully handed power to the Boaga administration. Rather than treating the investigation with a degree of diligence and urgency, it deserves the government has instead sought to fabricate and concoct. That's conclusion you are drawing right there before even the investigation get on the way.
All right. So more when you go back to I think that's the first paragraph that you are reading. That's interesting. I like the way they do it step by step. So when you go back to what is in fact what we all witnessed today has further revealed the extent of our democratic decline in the last few years. Good. So that's where I was asking you as to maybe this sentence or maybe this paragraph we're talking or maybe we're mentioning some of the happening that you also mentioned here. That in fact that they sat down there and the political party headquarters and all these things, the government were going after them. So maybe from this paragraph or maybe from this sentence you go through it, it's marked by the continuous use of extrajudicial powers. Good. So and you mentioned that. So that's why I was asking you about maybe that from this area that there where you were drawing a conclusion that yes, our democratic maybe governance system, maybe our system have been declared.
Maybe when somebody write or give a speech,
because we go back to the entire
when people write or when they give a speech, no matter how many paragraphs or how many sentences they use, at the end of the day, they only want to send one message. The message President Weah was sending in that particular release is, I let people to slap because I wanted peace in the country. The country was too fragile and we're transitioning from wartime to peacetime. So should be a call the same from my administration. That's exactly what he meant to say. If you read that whole thing in totality, that we transition power over to you guys, and you are displaying, you are violating constitutional right. Let me tell you something. If you want to take it line by line, if Georgia want to make the case that President Joel Howard Taylor freedom of movement was coerced, can you make the same case for Yeke Koluba family and his babies? That passport were seized. So, like I said, President, we have opportunity that he let to go in the name of peace. But his definition of peace is different from United Party definition of peace. You cannot assume that people will do things like the way how you do things. We are different individually. Exactly, in President Weah, when you come with certain title, certain leverage in society status, you should be given a chance to slap because he did it. Bwaka is not settling for that. Bwaka believes that his form of peace is about justice, it's about prosecution, it's about bringing people to the books, irrespective of your background or your status in society. So if our president, the whole thing about reacting with a protest and trying to rally the base, I'm not doing that because, like I said, it's way too early to draw the conclusion and start litigating a case that is yet to go before a competent court. I will sit back, I will make phone calls, I will talk to party officials because, like I said, you don't know why it's transpiring behind the scenes. It's too early to start making the kind of a broader accusation, accusing the government how democracy is not declining. I'm not going to do that because let me tell you something, Mabon. The last piece before I turn over to Mr. Dishi. Georgia is not a president anymore. The moment you walk out of office, that whole thing about presidential immunity is gone forever. You are a private citizen now. It means you can be arrested, you can be prosecuted. Those things cannot happen while you are in office. And when you see someone like a Joel Howard Taylor, second in command in the public square with the accusation of drugs, don't you think it's much closer to the president? It came from the finance minister, from there to Finabondo. You see how they are working the step going up? After the vice president, who become next? Isn't that the president? So if I know my vice president is in this kind of a trouble, like I said, I will give her all the support that she needs. We will talk privately, but I won't be the one to jump the gun this early because you can never tell. And this is not the first time, like I said, it happened to the finance minister. It happened to Finabondo. Finabondo, you are in. When we're talking about the inner circle of president, these are people that were in the inner circle. So I will say again, I know that what he meant because his interpretation of peace is different. President, we are one for things to move smoothly. I don't care. I don't have political enemies. For me, I'm the soccer guy. I'm from sports and inter. But at the end of the day, Joseph Baga ain't no goddamn peace ambassador. Joseph Baga is operating like a scorpion. And that's how he was built. So, Mr. President, I would say, before I can turn the floor over to Maybo and Mr. Dishiu, I will admonish you. Sometimes the quick reaction thing is not always it. You got to read between the lines. You got to put your dogs in order and just monitor the situation. When it's time for you to step in. Look, let me tell you something, Maybo. If we get a clue that this thing is fabricated and they want to play politics, you know Sktv, we will not take side. So, but until then, we will assume.
But more quickly before you go, more you and myself and the other maybe media institutions and other people were calling also on the opposition yesterday to stand up.
Yeah. But when they say standing up, I don't know what they're standing up for. Because for me, I'm standing up for justice. I'm looking at the drug pandemic as a long-term, short-term, immediate-term thing that will destroy our country. I know the political side will always come to play. You cannot take politics out of anything. Every single action that will happen in Liberia, anything that happens in Liberia, there will be some kind of a political angle. But for now, that shouldn't be the focus. Maybe if Joel Howard Taylor is vindicated, do you know the kind of a political point that you need? I mean, your CDC will score. Exactly. So why not get the president to play out? Because we have seen that before. There's not a fresh rodeo. We have seen that before. So if I were the president, like I said, I'm not jumping to conclusion. I will wait. I will hold my peace a little bit because the moment that thing enter court and the evidences start surfacing, we will know exactly who playing the real politics. And if Joseph Parker is the one playing the politics, my brother, the Liberian people will get to see it on live camera. Thank God we live in the information age. We're in the world, social media, nothing. We can see things and hear things. It's not only like back in the day where you only reading things or maybe once in a while you watch television. Now they are on live camera. So I'm not rushing. We here. Because
exactly, more thank you. Thank you, Mark. But let's go to Mr. Dishu quick. Mr. Dishu, what say you with from the former president's statement, also from his little piece that he sent out there. Just today we in fact today without any prior notice, the former vice president was unlawfully prevented from traveling in violation of constitutional rights. What say you, Mr. Dishu? Do you think that maybe the government or the security they didn't do justice, or maybe they don't do it well when it comes to that?
Well, the government is doing what they said they were going to do. The argument was brought in during campaign time about what they were going to do with the past administration, who was going to judge their government. And more out of them propagated that they were going to do some arrests, they were going to do this, or going to do that. You know what Monk said? George Weah had the opportunity too. He was given the same opportunity to state what he was going to do, and he decided that he was going to do it like one people way at how he believed it, to let bygone be bygone. But he had forgotten the political side of it, that those things will be used against him if he decides to run again. He is caught up in the web at this particular time because the Unity Party has set a stage already for the game for 2029. The stage that they have set is to eliminate and if they could get other characters that they believe that will give them hard time in the coming election. They're playing the game right. Look at the kind of disgrace that they put on the vice president. And she was only accused so far. It's just an allegation. And she was not treated as somebody of high recognition, but she was treated as an ordinary person. That message has been sent to all the other people that if we can treat the vice president in this manner and handle the situation in this manner, we know we're coming for you. So right now we have been looking at senators and representatives being high people that have been having clashes with the police, and we have seen the end result. And are elevated now to a vice president of our country, who's the very first time I'm seeing it in this faction, that a vice president have been arrested and was never given a chance of revealing what she actually wanted. Like when they were in process of coming to the station, she asked to go to her house to use the bathroom and she was denied. So these are some of the little things to prove that they are in power. And when they are in power, they're going to use their power for whatever leverage that they have to propel them among the viewers who is doing the right thing and who is doing the wrong thing, and who can take Liberia to the next level. Now, there's a conversation that is among all of us, whether these things are being done in the right manner or whether it has been done to instigate a scenery that will distract us from the reality of what we're trying to get to, the bottom line of the drug business, who brought it in, and how it got in Liberia. These two answers, the people have fought us and have changed the whole playing field and have put it in a political game that we will not be expecting any answer of who owned it and how it got into Liberia, but rather who is responsible and what time that you did it and what time the other person did it and what kind of propaganda scheme that they put into it to distract the public. And the public have been distracted already because we have fell into the game of the propagandists that have put this thing out to distract us. We're into the game already, going for the vice president, going for the other people and all of that. It's taking us away from that 19 million, the beginning part of the $19 million drug war, when we were getting credible information that close higher ups in the government and the affiliates of the government were part of the business. Then the $300,000 worth came in, And the war was on between the media and the government. And they had diverted it now to this particular scheme that we're watching. So like Monk said, we cannot put our head up on nobody. But if you've been having an investigation for 2 months and you had never brought this person's name out, and you put it worse now to protect yourself, you say you had the person under surveillance. Will it be that the person was under surveillance and you know that you had an EPA officer assigned to your woman, and you know that the woman had plan of traveling, and that information was given to the boss who is the head of the EPA at the executive mansion, and nothing was corresponded to her in terms of you being under surveillance, or rather, you will be having an investigation soon, and you won't be able to travel. Knowing with all of that, with those, if there are facts, then why things are happening in this manner?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Adishu. We got to go to the line. We don't really have little time, but again, thank you all of you. Yes. So quickly, let me also join all of you and say this to all of us as people. For some of us who sit behind the microphones, we always preach peace, love, and unity. You know, the monk said, this is real. And let me say this to the monk. You see, there were some of us will come in with this kind of more thought that no one person own Liberia. Liberia belongs to each and every one of us. No matter what kind of hardcore politics that you think that you want to preach or that you think that you want to do, monk, at the end of the day, we have to preserve the peace. We have to be careful because, mind you, monk, like you said, the United Party was in opposition. They control everything. Because citizens saw herself. Can you imagine, monk? Citizens were in governance and opposition control everything. But then, when we're hearing that, even the former chief of staff were also talking about, oh yeah, the opposition president, in fact, how I should overthrow. Even they show that also even in Lofa County. So many things of such happen from Lofa, even some happen here, where today Queen Johnson name has been, in fact, mentioned into some of the violence. You know, and more than you said, seriously, they were thinking that all those officials, they were thinking that it was their ball game. Oh yeah, you know, these guys, let's play with them, their toys. You play with them, you get them support, you give them money, you give them power, you give them all of the information to turn against you. So why are you crying wolf like something is happening?
Yeah, why are you crying?
What are you paying for? We were here, some of us. We were here, we saw these things. We saw all of the interactions with citizen officials, where people move from that not bad thing. But the most say, yeah, today, they are now hunting you back to back. Yep. You don't even have force anymore. Nothing that you have to even say anymore. When you even come out, they even send their, you know, almost like they send their people on you. So more is right. So, Mr. Former President, you have your character to protect. Let me be frank with you.
Yep.
All these former officials, just imagine that we had to talk yesterday before more than I think they want to work now. Look, Monk, I think for me, I just join you. Because if, you know, more than what I keep saying, why would I want to be part of organization like, for example, Truth FM? Maybe here, and maybe I have all of the stream, the financial stream, everything. I should work for Mr. Like before I can even do anything that will carry the other image or the name of Truth FM. But all of them today, why are they more? All of the past government officials.
Yep.
Why are they today? All of them on the dress back, acting like they're so poor, they don't have money, they're still looking for jobs. Some of them even crossing carpet, some of them crossing over, some of them they have to insult. We are, can you imagine a spokesperson for political party campaign? Mom, we jump, we move from the party immediately after elections. See, you gotta do rebranding. See, you gotta go back to yourself. Tell them when you're right. They gotta go back. Or else you'll just be doing all these things and the people that just look at you like, in fact, you're not serious. Because we saw these things, we know what some of you are capable of doing, we know what some of you used to do before. Look at people like Akakabe yesterday. See how the police were even shopping him.
Oh yeah, the power, brother. Yeah, what they call power dynamics. You got to know how to use it. It's up to you.
Look, more yesterday I shook my head because I lived in the main district for almost 14 or 15 years.
Yes, yes.
To see Akaras Moses Gray, who 2010, 2011 was the man of the match. To see people shopping like this. They just prove now that indeed why you the Bible you why you saw that why you read
very degrading.
Maybe I want to keep that why I told you from the initial stage of this particular discussion. The only reason President Weah is mad because he believed he missed an opportunity. He thought he was playing with good guys, but he was playing with wolves. Maybe, let me tell you, if President Weah and Joseph Boakai were to go and stand in the public square and President Weah said, you know what, for the sake of peace, I turn a blind eye to a lot of things that happen in this country. And Joseph Boakai go in that same public square and say, you know what, I want to bring about accountability. The people that destroy this country, I want to make sure they are held. They are held to account and bring them to book. Who do you think is going to win the argument in the public, in the court of public opinion? It can only be Joseph Boakai. So Unity Party is playing a political game. That's something that we all know. But guess what? They are doing it in a way that they should get the sympathy of the public. Because even though the public is calling for folks in this administration to recuse themselves because they are all compromised, but they are the one telling you they want to dispense justice. Does that make any sense to you? Because they knew they are doing something that CDC failed to implement. And that just politics, my brother. But anyway, let's hear from people.
Yes, and that's it. So even today within government, you gotta be careful. Power can come, power can go. Like just 3 years ago, you gotta be very, very careful. All of you today who are jumping, we see all of you today, your names everywhere. We're not gonna be calling your names here and there, but your names. Some of you gotta be careful. That power too can change hands. The same thing that happened today. We are going to see today that they are crying. Some of them now they even lost. In fact, they are all of their respect going away from them. It may also come back to you. So use the power, use the opportunity wisely. Thank you. Let's go to the line and take call from David King, our first caller. Yeah, my brother. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, David. And let's just speak to the rest of the panelists there. You know, all what the police said today, I think these are belated statements. The big guy knew that the former black president had dignity, he had freedom to a right. They shouldn't have stopped her yesterday. But the way they behaved yesterday, it just shows that this is a political question. This is why our political leader has said, after engagement after that, you'll be returning to the country, you'll be engaging, you'll be running the opposition, and the deep process, and that's why we're going to get involved in it. But I'm surprised to hear the folks on the Unity Party not declaring and saying that Georgia wants to do war. Georgia don't have the nature of war. You do not have that. You guys have said it, that he's a man of peace, and he let it that way. But Joseph Boakai, who has a history of the local defense force, I don't think the way he here in this country, like Museveni, have come from Uganda and now in Liberia, and we have Bobby Wine, who is younger now. So I think the Liberian people, you think it's over. This is not a funny drug.
All right. Thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Lisbon, and your co-host in the diaspora. Hello?
Hello, go ahead, my bro. Listen to you.
An outstanding member of the concern abroad from Johnson. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, Lisbon, you are a very critical man. All the questions that you asked, more. I tell you, what can I end up but let me extend my thanks and appreciation to His Excellency and the incoming President of the Republic of Liberia, that Johnson we are for that particular excellent communication. You know, we live in Liberia, we all have belief, and Liberia now is an intellectual and educated society. Nobody can come and memorize, but yeah. And what confronted us yesterday was the complete human and constitutional violation of the right of the first lady, let's say of the former vice president. And there's not only this, you know why everybody say, oh, she was disgraced. It was Liberia and the government that was disgraced. When you see today, you will get to enough fatigue, just like my father became president. Every guy in the country here. These are the major factors.
All right, thank you. To this caller, good evening. We don't get much time for. Yeah, please, you gotta give other people 3 chances so that they can talk quickly because we gotta go. Keep your calls coming. Some of you who've been calling on the line, but you hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead. All right, thank you for that information. It may be right 100%. Today's caller, good evening.
Hello,
yes, my dear, go ahead.
I call from my name is Joseph Bennett. I differ with Labour on the last Labour for
Mark
when he tried to caution the president. I don't agree because his caution is not in good faith. The former president, has been tolerant and he has been taking caution when it comes to the case of this country. From the breaking down of the party headquarters, the person has been taking caution. The removal from the Kupa, the person has been taking caution. It's the Senator issue, the person has been taking caution. So you want two of the person should just take caution and take caution. Now that he has come out to rally his base, he should be more cautious. He should be no. This is not the time to be cautious again. But even though the political trend as it is unfolding in our country, you need to be careful. But what I have for the former president, I have been a reaction, but I have resigned from being a reaction to institution. We are waiting for the president to come. Let him show us who will lead this party. Let him continue to be diplomatic. Let him play his peaceful role. Let him all those that he wants to protect, let him protect them. But we need a politician.
All right, thank you. We gotta go, no time. That's it. Oh, let me see quickly. Yeah, man. Oh, to the last caller, quickly. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
As I'm speaking to you, I just saw on Facebook when I was on my way coming, the vice president was taken to the hospital.
Indeed.
Yeah, for treatment. So, to tell you that she was humiliated. So, this government, nobody is telling you to not fight. You got security at sound home. If you need help, you got just getting in contact with the security for yourself. But you're not going to leave my way to the airport. And you call people from there to arrest the woman.
Yeah, I think that was bad. I don't think that was good. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
So for me, I just pray that she will cover because God forbid if anything happens, it means it could be the end of our administration.
No, don't bring another one. Nothing will happen to anybody. But anyway, Mark and Mr. Dishu, we have to go. We have probably about 7 more minutes, so I think we can manage that time to go. To hear from one another. But before that, before you're coming, indeed, I think our people, they don't have to exercise or restrain. We can discuss, we can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, they put like bill first. I know that the government who's going to be protecting the peace, they are even becoming more combative. And what Mom was saying, in short, some of you don't understand Mom. In short, what Mom was saying is the government is going to be peaceful and that's what we be talking to us, saying, oh, we come in, we'll do the one that the government becoming more combative. And it's wrong. But Mom, what's say people go, man? People, yeah.
You know, one of the reasons we travel around the world is to learn how other people do things. It was just a suggestion. The president is a former president. The one thing that I know, former president is not the same as the one that is in power. Power change hands. That's why you have to be very, very cautious when you are making decisions while in office. Right now, President Ware is a private citizen. He's not immune from an arrest. He's not immune from any accusation or any kind of indictment when it comes to crimes or whatsoever. So I'm just saying that he was given an opportunity. And the people who we are dealing with, they don't interpret peace like the way he interpret peace. Based on everything. Why do you think we are made certain way? Because we come from certain background. The same thing happened in this great United States in 2016. If you can recall, I like to use American politics as a template because they said they are the bastion for democracy. In 2016, when Trump first ran for president, you know the Trump on his campaign lock her up. Lock her up. He was talking about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton used an illegal server wherein she compromised U.S. intelligence. 4 U.S. service members got killed in Benghazi. Their bodies were dragged in the street of Libya. Can you imagine that? They called a guy, Christopher Stevens, Sean Smith, Tyrone Woods, and Glenn Dougherty, CIA members. Their body was dragged. Hillary Clinton knew that she blundered. To cover up, she went and deleted the email that was sent to her because she was also make some phone calls to protect U.S. service members. Everybody in America knew she committed a crime. Donald Trump chanted, lock her up, lock her up. When he became president, he did. He refused to go after Hillary Clinton. He didn't bother her. He didn't bother her husband. He didn't bother anybody. When Joe Biden became president, what happened next? For a guy who never committed a crime, they think 70 years, they say he committed 37 felonies in New York. They went and shifted a campaign finance violation to felony. That's what happened in politics. People will not do things the way how you want to do things. They will not interpret things. If you get an opportunity, you want to be the nice guy, that's okay with you. Other people won't be nice like you. Until our folks can understand that, and that's where the problem is. President Weah, it was an opportunity. I'm not going to change your nature. I'm not going to take you to change your behavior. That's who you are. You want to be peaceful. You want to be the nice guy. You want to get along with everybody. You want to turn some blind eyes to things that you think happen illegally. Joseph Boaga, it's not just Weah. That's why you keep claiming the step from one to another, from Samuel Twe, from Finabodo. Now is your vice president, the number 2 in command within your whole administration. After number 2, number you go to Mabon in a descending order. Maybe I'm asking you, when you come from number 2, who do you go to?
1.
I'll leave it right there.
Mr. Tissue, yeah, but this is interesting. Watching the process though, but what's the citizen they saw themselves?
I enjoy Mom giving all the final wordings to the brown people. And it's a strong message. I think he hit on all points. And the most important thing is the message that he's giving to Joe Weah is that his complacency during his timing, it was being overlooked by his thought. The thought that deceived him because he thought that the people were going to do as he did. And he's seeing in his living time that things are quite different. So his style of politics, from an individual standpoint, is totally different from those who have done it all their life. You ever heard about the president ever being into the private sector? No. Most of the people that you ever heard of them being in the private sector, like Mo Arian, no. Those people have been practicing this for years. And they are given the opportunity, they went for 2 terms.
And they don't even care about truth. You will be thinking about how to go tell truth to people who care.
have a true way.
Let's tell you that you people are well prepared and they're ahead of the game. They're ahead of the game. Until then, we, the bystanders and the viewers, we are into this web with them because of the direction of the mindset of the voters. All of what we're trying to do is to try to elevate the mind of a man in his decision making. But yet and still, that strong influence from these people that indoctrinated them, that they cannot do things on their own, they have been controlled mentally, is hard. So until then, I would say, Mom, thank you for being around and thank you for your insight. And I hope that we will be able to see another day. Thank you all, and thank you to the listeners and your public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dishu, and let me say thanks to all of our listeners, our callers, always calling. Some of you always taking your credit, put it in your phone to call in is good. Everything that we are all doing here is for Mama Liberia. But again, we are saying here today, politics, there are no friendship. That's why you see some of the political party headquarters today, you see all the political parties, they're not going anywhere. They lie to you. When they come to power, they are always thinking about how to maintain their own power and their own wealth. That's all what they care about. It's not you. They don't care about you. But to you, they care about you. So, from a person, we are nervous to this thing, come and say, oh, no, I think President of government, they have the football game. If you win, to let me win. If you enjoy, to let me enjoy. But no, from all indications, I think the United Party people, or maybe most of them, they come from the progressive side. So that's why I think they are behaving the way they are behaving. But again, good night from our end, people. Tomorrow, we'll continue with all of our discussion and back to back with everything that we are doing here, because it's not easy back home. Some of you who are listening and watching, following all of the later debates on, in fact, the later happening, our former vice president has been hospitalized after taking to Liberia National Police headquarters yesterday for questioning. And in fact, I think she spent her first night there also. She went there hefty, but then she left from there not hefty. She was taken to a hospital. And yes, so she on medication. We don't know yet. We'll be getting some updates. And some of you who always follow us on the internet will be posting some of these things so you can see exactly as to what's going on back home, what are some of the things happening. Some I know that some of you is not easy politically. You are angry with some of your party behavior, whether it's ruling party, whether it's opposition. Mind you, there are other people too who don't be happy with what's going on within the party. Because sometimes too, this thing you may say that you're doing good, but at the end of the day too, it can also make it to lose votes. So people will see it like it's good, other people will see it like it's bad. How can we better this system? We see this thing, some of you, you're taking for a joke. Now, how the politician, the real politician, the Monk said, some of you now, you're getting angry with Monk for no reason. Monk is not telling us that Bwaka or Mandiko, just President Joseph Yema Bwaka, they are the real politicians. Because the real politicians, they do things, they don't care about who they're talking, who they're making noise. It's up to you. So that's it, people. Good night on our end.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and part of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the premise of them. So welcome my life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, I can't Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chérie, tina ke ase ma jamu. Enji sano muni, emu aye yo. Enji lofa muni, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
Ena dine ya tumare, ena salia ya tumare, Ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinée ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Pagayana ya tumale, Sktv, ena Pagayana, Toshi Wakama ya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Masoba, the Lopa, and Grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.